Shalom. We're wishing you a relaxing weekend and
אנחנו חיילי פלסר 401.
הבקשיות של משט אשדוד מאחלות לכם.
אנחנו מפקדי גדוד שקד של חטיבת גבעתי.
אנחנו בחלק קצינים של חטיבת גולני.
לוחמי חטיבת חילוץ והצלה מאחלים לכם.
אנחנו חיילי גדוד שמשון.
רוצים לאחל לכולם
שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.
שבת
שבת שלום.
שלום. שבת שלום.
Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Hashalom, Hashalom Aleichem, Aleichem Hashalom, Hashalom Aleichem, Aleichem Hashalom. La 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 la, ya la la ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la.
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our 65th virtual Shabbat service. We begin to meet at the chapel on July 2nd, which means 2 more weeks of our online services. We look forward to greeting all of you, all of our members in person. We have the beautiful signs of spring and even a little bit of summer showing around the valley. We have many events planned for you. Let us know when you get into town, and please join us each Shabbat. On June 21st, we'll have our last Zoom book Chavurah with the discussion of the novel House on Endless Waters, the story of the struggle of the Jews of Amsterdam before World War II. Books for the summer reading are Souls of a Survivor and The Lost Shtetl. This is an amazing story that you really do not want to miss. We look forward to seeing you at our services by the creek, on the mountaintop, hikes, biking trips, an art walk, many speakers, and of course, many meals together, and so much more. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join me with Cantor Michelle as we light the Shabbat candles.
Baruch Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I will be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I will be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best, praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I will forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I will get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I will appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I will find a little time for quiet, to relax,
and to realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Let's now travel back to the 16th century, when Shlomo Alkabetz wrote the beautiful song and prayer, Lecha Dodi. He saw Israel as a bride. Join with the cantor, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem tiferet v'litchila. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha, ki hi mikor haberacha, mirosh mikerem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machsheva tchila. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzi mitoch ha'hafaycha. Rav lach shevet be'emek habacha, vehu yachmol alaychem. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pnei pnei Shabbat nikabela. לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
Well, I would like to wish Mazel Tov to the Sheldon family. Iris is celebrating her bat mitzvah this weekend. And the family, Stephen and Ronnie, have been so active within the congregation for over 20 years and pillars. Ronnie, a teacher, a tutor for all those years, training all the kids, and now it's hers. So if you'd like to, we'd love to see you. Join us as Iris now leads us in Esa Einai.
Arriving in Jerusalem, the pilgrims lifted their eyes to the mountains and cried out in unison, "From where does my help come?" With a singular voice they answered, "My help comes from God, maker of heaven and earth." This Shabbat, as we lift our eyes to the beauty of our mountains, we welcome the Sabbath with its embrace of peace. We ask your blessings upon all of us as we worship together. We are grateful and appreciative for this moment of rest. Your gift to us is called Shabbat, comes weekly to remind us to free ourselves from those things in life that hold us back. Now is the time to set aside petty arguments, to say to our family and friends, "I'm sorry," for the things best forgotten. May we never take for granted the beauty of our Rocky Mountains. Take a breath and pause as we lift our eyes, and know that each Shabbat we are blessed with peace. Shabbat Shalom.
Let me now continue with the prayer that talks about God's wondrous creations. As we join together to celebrate Shabbat, we take in the greatness of God's creations. As the snow melts from the mountain peaks on high, let our worries of the week flow away. As the mountain springs give forth fresh water, let our souls feel refreshed. As creeks join streams and become the great rivers, let our faith and love grow stronger. And as we stand in awe of the great beauty of the Rocky Mountains, let our faith in God increase and renew, and let this Shabbat be a time of peace. Amen. A medieval rabbi, Leon Modena, explained the meaning behind the Baruch Hu prayer this way. Imagine a man in a boat who is pulling himself to shore. If one did not know better, it would appear that he's pulling the shore to himself. But indeed, it is the one in the boat who's being moved because the shore is fixed. So it is with prayer. When we recite the Baruch Hu, we think that when we pray, we're moving God closer to our will. But true prayer does quite the opposite. The Baruch Hu moves us closer to God. The cantor continues with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach
In the evening blessing before the Shema, we begin with the awareness of our natural being.
Where we are, what time it is, the weather, and the length of day.
Night brings the fear of darkness and chaos, so we focus on the comforting rhythm and the order of creation.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, by whose brings on the evening.
By whose wisdom the gates of heaven open.
By whose understanding the seasons change in the years past.
By whose desire the stars are set on their journeys across the sky.
Creator of all day and night, rolling away
light in the face of darkness, and darkness in the face of light.
Separating day and night, God's name is the host of heaven, rule over us for all time.
Blessed are you, Lord,
who reigns on the evening.
Shabbat Shalom.
As we now continue with the most ancient prayer found within our service, we invite the Levi girls to lead all of us in the singing of Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Mahuto Leolam Va'ed.
An artist cannot be continually wielding a brush. An artist must stop painting at times to refresh the vision.
Living is also an art. We dare not become so absorbed in our day-to-day lives that we lose sight of its general plan.
Shabbat represents those moments when we pause in our brushwork to renew our vision. Having done so, we can return to our painting with fresh vision and renewed energy.
We come together to pray as a congregation, yet each of us is solitary in your presence. Each of us comes before you with special hopes and dreams.
Each of us has personal worries and concerns. Each of us has prayer no one else can utter. Each of us brings praise that no one else can offer. Each of us feels joy no one else can share. Each of us have regrets which others cannot know.
And so we pray, if we are weary, give us strength. If we are discouraged, give us hope.
If we have forgotten to pray, remind us. If we have been careless of time, forgive us. If our hearts have been chilled by indifference, warm them with your mercy and inspire us with the glowing spirit of Shabbat.
As the waters closed upon the pursuing Egyptians, the Israelites were now free to sing Micha Mocha as we join with the cantor.
Yai Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osei felet, Nora tehilot osei felet. Malchutecha uvanecha, lokei hayam lifnei Moshe.
The cantor is now going to continue with the singing of Hashkivenu. And on this Shabbat evening, we seek peace and comfort. Shield us from the hatred and destruction that plagues so many of the corners of our world at this time. But may we always feel protected in the shadow of your wings.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu, uvoeinu, lechaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Behamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Birkat HaGomel expresses our gratitude for the miracle of healing and full restoration to one's health, to family, friends, and indeed, full restoration to life itself. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, HaGomel l'chayavim tovot, Sheg gimalani kol tov. May God, who has bestowed kindness upon us, continue to bestow every goodness upon each of us and restore our health. There are those in our community who are in need of healing of body, mind, and spirit as we continue with our prayer for healing.
Mishebeira avoteinu nekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us,
Eternal God, we turn to you seeking comfort, faith, and hope. This has been a long year. Bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick. Send strength and courage to the doctors and nurses and support staff who are still in the front lines of the battle. Bless the medical scientists and researchers with insight and skill, dedication, and fortitude, who continue to work day and night to offer healing treatments and distribute the vaccine quickly. Bless the sacred work of their hands, and may this plague pass from among us as we return to our normal lives. Help us, God, to see that we are one world, one people. Send us health, O God, and watch over us and hear our prayer. Amen. The cantor will now continue with Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory, as we join with her.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
May God, who makes peace in the high heavens, grant peace to us, to all humankind, as we join with the cantor in our prayer for peace.
Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Chin v'chesed, chin v'chesed v'rachamim. Chin v'chesed, chin v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha.
Let's take a moment now for a thought and a prayer. Think about this. No one ever steps into the same river twice. Well, anyone who has stepped into the river to fish or left the shore in their raft, you know this saying to be true, but perhaps you just never thought about it. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher from 500 BCE, explained, "No man ever steps into the same river twice," as an analogy for his belief that everything around us is constantly changing. Well, this idea that the water and life within a river are always changing, even if the river looks the same, well, this can be applied to life in general. You and I are never the same. We're changing in some way from our day-to-day experiences, and the same with those around us. Although we may look at a river and see that it looks pretty much the same as it did the last time we stepped in it, it is in fact different. It may flow from the same source, it may taste the same, look the same, and be the same temperature, but it's different water than the water we touched the last time, because the water is always moving and the river is never the same, even if we perceive it as being the same. Well, this too can be said for many other things, our friends and family, our community, and yes, our country. Even if the change is slow, so slow that we cannot perceive it with our naked eyes, change still exists, always. All of our experiences are temporary. Now, I've spoken before about the legend of Solomon and Gam Ze Ya'avor, this too shall pass. But I think there's a great comfort when we recognize that wisdom that every thought is temporary and changing. Every emotion is temporary. Every experience is temporary and changing. Nothing seems to stick around or last forever. Consciousness, our awareness to all that's around us, is always moving forward like a never-ending movie. So if you find a particular thought, emotion, or experience to be painful or unpleasant, and you have no power to change it, simply remind yourself, this too shall pass. It won't last forever. Time and patience are on your side. It's so important for each of us to learn to be grateful for the things while we have them. Well, the wisdom of impermanence can be found in many different cultures, religions, and philosophies. In Greek philosophy, the idea of impermanence is best described in the writings of Pantagruel, or everything flows, which is a fundamental idea when it comes to self-improvement and self-growth. We change a lot more than we realize. Now, since impermanence, change in our lives, is an unavoidable aspect of reality, it's important that we acknowledge it and, yes, accept it when we remind ourselves the wisdom of impermanence, which we can experience as both the good and bad. Well, if we accept that it's a part of life, then we're better prepared to navigate the inevitable ups and downs in life. The lesson of impermanence can limit the suffering in life, because we can understand the moment as it is, not clinging to good or running from bad, but accepting all of life with calm and level-headedness. Ultimately, impermanence can teach each of us how to be wiser and a happier person. But I think the author of the book of Ecclesiastes understood this when he wrote, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven." So we pray that during times of uncertainty, may we find comfort from our loved ones. During times of illness, may all who care for us be granted wisdom and insight and the tools to bring healing. And when we step into the river, may we understand and accept change in both the river and in our lives. Amen.
Well, the mourner's Kaddish is now a prayer of mourning. It used to have different roots and was used in praising God. It was said after the Torah was read. The Kaddish prayer is mostly Aramaic, not Hebrew, but both use the same alphabet.
The Kaddish is not sad because it is honoring the deceased lives.
Other people, like farmers, would not have the Torah at their funerals, hence, some people got mad that the Kaddish was not said at their deceased funeral. Fun fact, because Kaddish is used as a prayer of mourning, many people assume it's sad. However, there are no sad parts to the Kaddish at all. The word mourners isn't even used.
This prayer can only be said when there's at least 10 adults present or a minyan. Other restrictions include only being able to say this prayer for your deceased on the first 30 days of their passing, or on their Yitzker, which is basically an anniversary of their death.
This Kaddish was recited over rabbinic lecture. It was a way
to remember all the specific Jewish laws would be a big part of another picture. Many scholars think they would end their talk by freestyling some words of praise in Aramaic, the language there was at the time.
Before saying Kaddish, a portion of the Torah must be read. Reciting the mourner's Kaddish is one of Judaism's greatest mitzvahs, a true act of kindness.
Kaddish proclaims the greatness of God. Even though the person may be full of grief, they still proclaim God's greatness.
When a scholar died, people would share words of wisdom and words of the Torah thus, saying the mourner's Kaddish. They did this to honor the dead.
This prayer was meant to take you to a place of holiness and see the world for what it is and what it can be.
The mourner's Kaddish is a 13th century Amish prayer said during every traditional prayer service, and the word Kaddish is related to the Hebrew word kadosh, which means holy.
Meant to overwhelm you. You are not supposed to hold it all in. You're supposed to let it all out.
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance. A link has been broken in the chain that bound us together, yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. Though our loved ones are beyond our sight, we do not despair, for we will always be comforted by precious memories. Please join with me now in the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'galav zman kari v'mramein. Yehei shmei rabah mevarach le'olamo me'omaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'imramein. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. I'd now like to continue with a prayer for our world. Let the rain come and wash away the ancient grudges, the bitter hatreds held and nurtured over generations. Let the rain wash away the memory of hurt, the neglect, and let the sun come out and fill this sky with rainbows. Let the warmth of the sun heal us wherever we are broken. Let it burn away the fog so that we can see each other clearly, so that we can see beyond labels, beyond accents, beyond gender and skin color. Amen.
Please join us with Cantor Michelle for Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei puri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.